Well, for more, let's go live to Beirut with France 24's Cyril Payen. Cyril, despite that positive note out of Washington, the fighting is still going on between Hezbollah and Israel. What's the situation like there in Lebanon now?
Well, the fighting is very much raging in the southern part of the country, and has been the case for the past 15 months. We could see, as we were having the announcements of these negotiations around starting again, I would say an increase in the fighting in this part of Lebanon. But interestingly, Beirut, the capital city where I'm standing, have been a bit spared since the ceasefire the deal of the ceasefire was taken between Washington and Tehran. But 20 kilometers from where I'm standing, in the south of Beirut, a few hours ago, some Israeli drones struck the highway going specifically to the south and struck some cars, making some casualties. And while we speak, 58 villages in the south have been bombarded since dawn. So we are really seeing in one point, in one hand, this very positive evolution, diplomatic evolution in Washington. Some people say a taboo is broken, a door is open, something which has never existed for the past four decades. But in the same way, we are just experiencing a huge military pressure from the Israelis. As we speak to the Hezbollah bastion of Vintage Bell, which has been besieged for the past 3 days by the Israeli commandos, are just crossing and going inside the city, which is a huge city. And there is another front which has been reported, which is a bit east of Vintage Bell, which is Hayam, which is a huge city of 30 to 40 inhabitants usually. It looks like very much the offensive as the goal of putting the pressure, of course, on the Hezbollah. A lot of casualties are reported, not confirmed, obviously, but a lot of casualties is reported in the military circles I've been able to talk to, but also to try to, in a way, by the distance of 5 to 10 kilometers, pushing inside Lebanon and to make this buffer zone, which is by the Israeli military commentators are saying that it's going to protect from the Hezbollah missile to launch into northern Israel. But we have negotiations, maybe the framework for talk on the table, but huge fire on this part of the country as we speak.
Now, Cyril, of course, this all comes as that meeting between the Israeli and Lebanese ambassadors in Washington took place. The real issue there, despite the positive note that came out of that, is the Iran-backed group Hezbollah, based in Lebanon, still opposed to those talks altogether. How can Lebanon even think about negotiating a peace deal with Israel if Hezbollah is not on board?
Well, this is the key issue, and this is why it's quite bitter. The mood is bitter in the streets of Beirut this morning, because the talks happened. The start 2 hours of talk in Washington between the Israeli ambassador and the Lebanese ambassador. Yeah, that's a fact. But Lebanon was pushing for a ceasefire first. Again, as I said, the fighting is raging in the big part of this country, and Hezbollah is the key problem, because in the precondition, the Israeli side said we won't talk to the Hezbollah, and the Hezbollah say we won't participate to any negotiation whatsoever. One of the MPs from the Vintage Bell, the district, Hassan Fabdallah, just made a press conference, just pushing very hard on this government initiative, denouncing some weakness in front of the Israeli enemy, quote. So we are just having two parties who are very difficult to engage in more negotiations, and peace is very far away from the Beirut perspective.
Cyril, thank you for that. Cyril Payen reporting for us from Beirut.